Hey everyone, I'm Scott Cunningham, aka Scottsy Business, and today we're going to be talking about paying your bills and utilities with cryptocurrency. So I've got good news, I've got bad news. Unfortunately, the current solution that I'm testing and showing you in this video, which is 100% legit and works, only works currently in Canada. There are solutions and alternatives for Australia and Europe, which I will also share, but obviously, I cannot test those, so I can't verify their legitimacy, but I will at least share them with you so you can check them out if you live in any of those places. But unfortunately, there is nothing available for the US at this time. If there does become something available, I won't be able to test it either unless it is worldwide or spans multiple countries and includes Canada. Then I will absolutely test it for you guys, but otherwise, there are currently no solutions. The only solution I knew of was Coin Bills, and it was shut down, as well as Lamium, which was a peer-to-peer solution, and that was also shut down. And peer-to-peer bill paying is kind of sketchy. But that being said, if you are Canadian or if you're Australian or European, I mean, you can check out those alternatives. But if you're Canadian, this absolutely works. And I'm going to go through this process with you guys. And even if you're not going to use this as a Canadian, it still might be useful to understand how this generally works. So that when you do get something like this for, wherever you live, that you might be able to also do something similar and ensure it's a somewhat similar process so that everything is as it should be, more or less. So let's go through this, because the whole point of this is to realize the digital nomad lifestyle, where you can either earn cryptocurrency or you've got a lot saved up and now you can actually live off of that. And finding ways to do that, especially for people who might be unbanked and do not have a bank account. All these solutions that I keep covering are very, very important for those types of people, but it's also for people who want to live, a digital nomad lifestyle or want to completely live on crypto through and through. And I think this is going to become more and more of a phenomenon that people are wanting to experience and get into. So with that being said, I will start going through this. Do note that I've gone in and inspected the page and just deleted all of my personal data, so I don't have to worry about blurring it after. But on several of these pages, you might see something that seems like it's missing. It's because I removed it because it had personal information. So I will go through my utility page and prove to you that I did in fact pay this, etc. But I just removed all my personal data for what bill I'm paying and stuff like that, because it'll obviously tell you where I live and a bunch of things like that. So this is the page that you get once you've completed everything. There is no KYC, there's no login, so this is amazing. You don't register, you don't do anything. You just give them your email, you connect it, and you send the payment. Eventually, you will be able to, you can keep coming back to the order page and check if it was paid. And then once it finally goes through, you'll get an email, directs you to this page. You can come on here. But right here, it would have showed what I paid and for how much. This is just confirming the actual order. And then you can also see it on the Bitcoin Cash Explorer, and you could download your receipt and have all that good stuff for you. What it actually looks like when you jump on the page originally at BitcoinWell.com, this is what it looks like. You can also buy gift cards, which I prefer using Bitrefill, but there are some gift cards on here that aren't listed on Bitrefill, like Walmart, for example. So it's worth checking out if you think there's something that is missing from Bitrefill and you live in Canada and you want to explore and see if there's anything else available. But for pay bills, you click on pay bills, you see all this stuff here. It just tells you, you can pay almost any utility bill or something that needs to be paid in Canada 24/7. Use multiple types of cryptocurrencies. You don't need a bank. There's no limits. It's zero fees. You can also pay off credit cards. So lots and lots and lots of use for this. Especially, for example, say you max out one of your credit cards, but you're not going to get paid in fiat to be able to cover the interest, but you have cryptocurrency, you can pay off your credit card with cryptocurrency to avoid, worsening your credit score because you don't have access to that money. So there's a lot of really, really great use cases for this. For me, I just want to be able to pay my bills, and just be able to cover anything that I need to cover in terms of my expenses and my lifestyle using cryptocurrency, because I'm earning quite a bit through social media, and I want to get to the point where I can just cover all of my bills with my earnings from social media platforms. So the idea is that my lifestyle will be covered almost passively just by creating these videos. But obviously it's not passive because I have to obviously create these videos, but I do enjoy doing this, and I enjoy exploring all these new services and technologies. So, I'm happy to do this. And if it is able to pay for my lifestyle, then that's amazing. So in terms of like actually doing this as a Canadian, once you go on here and you can pay for your bill or your credit card, obviously just either typing in your credit card and what credit card issuer and then the amount, or for your bill in the same way. So for me, I came on here, I clicked on the payee or the biller rather that I had to pay back. Let's just say you're paying your cell phone bill. You type in your account with the company, and then whatever cryptocurrency you decide to use, I would recommend Litecoin or Bitcoin Cash because the fees are obviously much, much lower. I personally used Bitcoin Cash. I was a little disappointed that they didn't have Dash because that's what I normally use. But this does go to show the value in owning some Bitcoin Cash. I was very, very heavily on Dash, which worked out because it went up 65% today, but having Bitcoin Cash is obviously still useful because there will be some places where you can't spend your Dash, but they might have Litecoin or Bitcoin Cash. When I did a previous video talking about the different types of coins that you can use for digital transactions, I said Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Dash were the top three, and that absolutely stands to be the case. You don't really want to use Bitcoin or Ethereum because of the high fees. So Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin are great options here, and that's why you should still have some, and you should still be holding it. And I do hold Bitcoin Cash, and I'm going to be putting more into Bitcoin Cash now, knowing that I can pay for my bills, and I won't be able to do that with Dash. I think it's important to have some Bitcoin Cash on the side. So I use Bitcoin Cash, and then you type in your amount for your bill. My bill was $95.70, and then it gives you the amount that you have to pay in Bitcoin Cash. Pretty simple, right? And then obviously you type in your account number. I'm not actually going to be typing in something real right now. So you add your email address and your phone number, and then you confirm. You obviously have to do this little CAPTCHA that they give you, and then you'll get a email confirmation code or phone number if you prefer to use phone number. Once you actually get that code, you verify, then they will actually give you the actual address to pay, or give you a QR code, or both rather, so that you can do whatever you need to do. So the code is 964894. So then this is what you get. You confirm everything is correct. You get another confirmation here. And then they give you the actual QR code to scan, send to, and the address and the exact amount that needs to be sent. So you have to send the correct amount, obviously, and if you can send in multiple amounts, but it's going to take more time to actually cover this, which they say. It may also result in a failure of payment, but they say that they should return it and there should be no issues if there is a failure. But obviously best practice is to just pay the correct amount as needed. So you would just go ahead, you'd pay this, and then it will give you a order summary where you can keep going back and then checking the status of the order. And then that way you'll be able to see whether or not it's gone through. And then you can check on the other side if that worked. So I'm going to cancel this order. So this is the finished order page again, but the current transacting order page looks a little different. It will say that the order is actually, still going through once the transaction is confirmed, and then once the bill is actually paid, then you get this screen, and that's what gives you the receipt and finalizes everything. So this is the actual website on where I actually check to see that it was actually paid, this is where I go. I'm not going to actually tell you what this is for exactly. But you can see here that I made the payment. It just assumed that it was a credit card payment, and it went through and there was no problems. So BitcoinWell absolutely is able to cover your bills and do, what you need to do. They had all of my billers listed, so there was no problems there. They had my credit card company and also my cell phone biller as well. So pretty much everything that you need to pay for your bills should be on there as a Canadian. But again, hopefully we will see other platforms start to adopt things like this for different countries as well. This was just another example that I found. I did not test this, but this is another Canadian company that does something similar, though it seems like it's just Bitcoin, but I'm not 100% sure. But they're buying it for $2,000 less than what they're selling it for. So kind of sketchy. It would only be sort of useful if there was nothing else available and this was like the only option. But BitcoinWell has 0% fees, and you can use something cheaper like Bitcoin Cash. So I would only use this if there ever became an issue with BitcoinWell. This was just another decent seeming example that I found. But again, all these things that we're going to go through now, I'm not able to test. This is the Australian alternative. Essentially, you should be able to pay for anything that you could pay for otherwise, is what they're saying. Credit cards, sending money to your bank account, paying for bills, all that stuff. They say it should be able to be covered by this on Living Room of Satoshi. And then the other ones are all European alternatives for European solutions to pay for their bills. So there's PixPay, there is Biddy.com, and bitbill.eu. So as far as I'm concerned, all three of these are able to cover your bills in Europe. But again, I'm not actually able to test these, so there's no verification or 100% legitimacy there. I'm not necessarily recommending them. This is just what I found in my research. So if you want to go and test that out for yourself, then be my guest. But the one thing that does work 100% is BitcoinWell. Highly recommend it. It's amazing for what you need as a Canadian, and I'm really happy we're finding and exploring new solutions for finance and cryptocurrency and merging those together. But hopefully we will see something soon for US citizens so that they can actually get on this as well and start exploring and being able to live as much unbanked as they possibly can and get to a point where you could fully live unbanked and just live on cryptocurrency. Because for me, that's the dream and that's the goal, and that's what I'm trying to work towards. So I'm exploring all these services and things for you guys as well, for myself, to be able to find the best options out there and then share them with everyone. So if you do know of any platforms that allow you to pay for bills in the US, or if you've tested any of the ones that I've shared, or if you know of any other ones, please make sure to let everyone know in the comments, because I'm sure people are trying to look for different options. People might question, why even pay your bills in crypto? You could just hold your crypto and it'll go up in value. Yes, but again, we're exploring the lifestyle where eventually you go full crypto or you earn crypto and you still need to pay for your expenses and live your life. So we're looking for ways for people who want to really go full crypto to still be able to spend, or for many people who are unbanked and need new solutions. All these different types of services and solutions are great examples of things that those people could use who are unbanked. So with that being said, let me know what solutions are you guys using? How are you paying for things right now? Would you like to pay for things in crypto? Would you prefer to just save your crypto and pay for things in fiat? What are your thoughts on all this? Make sure to let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. If you did like this video, please comment #1ham in the comments below. That way I know you watched to the very end, and I very much appreciate it when you do. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'm Scott Cunningham, aka Scottsy Business, signing off. Cheers.